private.
Yeah,
Just to
justify.
So that may have been effective.
They probably don't mind.
Doesn't matter. I talked us into it for like the past 6 months. You know. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It's all good. 6 o'clock, call the June 28th, 2021 council meeting to order. Ask clerk to take roll.
Walters?
Here.
Dvorak?
Here.
Vogel? Here. Anderson?
Here.
Sarchet?
Here. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. I have no additions or corrections. I take a motion.
Motion to approve as presented.
Second. Roll call.
Sarchet? Walters?
Yes.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Vogel? Yeah. Anderson?
Yes.
Motion carries. Time to close the regular meeting and open public hearing on a proposal to enter into a general obligation corporation purpose and refinancing loan agreement. The clerk when the notice is published.
June 18th, sir?
Any written comments for or against?
No, sir.
Perfect. This time I'd like staff to provide a report.
I will do that. So the city is going to be issuing and refunding general obligation bonds with a do not exceed amount of $3.5 million. The use of the funds will go towards the proposed roundabout, new water well project, bridge road water main project, and the refunding of the 2014 series general obligation bonds.
Anyone on the phone or in the audience who wishes to be heard for or against this proposal? Hearing none or seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing and reopen the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Vogel? Yeah. Anderson?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
This item is resolution 2021-61, taking additional action to enter into a general obligation corporate purpose and refunding loan agreement. Need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Walters?
Yes.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Vogel? Yeah. Anderson?
Yes.
Sarchet?
Motion carries. Next item is public comments. This is time and place for any comments for any item other than those that are in the public hearing. Is there any in the audience or on the phone who wish to be heard? Hearing none or seeing none, moving on to consent agenda. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Sarchet?
Yes.
Walters?
Yes.
Dvorak?
Yes.
Vogel? Yeah. Anderson?
Yes.
Motion carries. Business items under business item resolution 2021-66, approving final plat for Big Creek Commons Plat 1. Need a motion, please, and then we'll have staff provide a report.
So moved. Second.
Who's here to speak?
I guess I can Paul Clausen and Tom Whitman are on the Zoom call, but this is the first plat of Big Creek Commons. It includes 23 single-family lots and one M1 lot that's just on the north side of the school site. It also includes a large lot that intended for the public park, and then lots for public right-of-way. The developer is proposing that they do the final platting so that they start closing on those lots, but that would be prior to the completion of construction. So the construction drawings were just approved on your consent agenda, and the developer is providing a subdivision bond and sidewalk bond, as well as all the necessary easement documents and legal documents. There is an engineering exhibit that will be recorded with the final plat that includes, that designates the minimum opening elevations for any lots that are next to one of the private detention basins. Further?
Yeah, and they have provided originals of all the documents, including the subdivision and sidewalk bonds, so everything's in order. And the reason that we're trying to get it done tonight is because those documents need to be recorded so we can take care of the transfer or the purchase of the park real estate on Wednesday for the end of the fiscal year. So that's why it's on, one of the reasons it's on the agenda tonight.
Questions, comments, concerns?
So, go ahead. All of these comments have been met then?
Yeah. There's a couple small minor things on a legal description, but they're submitting that first thing tomorrow morning. So we would recommend that the building permits are not issued until the public improvements are ready to be accepted by council.
last part was gonna be my question on the actual transfer of our sale. And I'm inclined to vote for this despite having voted against, I think, pretty much everything else. These 15 lots, residential lots, I should say, whatever the number is, a little bit more than I think, aren't particularly troublesome, so it makes it a little easier for me. I still have all the same density concerns on I don't know, however many other phases, but it looks like 2, 4 coming up. We'll talk about them as they arise, but and it will be good to get some activity out there, coincide with the school. I'm sure they're gonna make it a priority, and they'll work. So yeah.
Anybody else have anything? Not, roll call please.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters.
Yes. Motion carries. Next item, resolution 2021-67, approving site plan for Lakes Early Learning Center. The motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Who's here to speak to that?
I can. I'm Emily Feldman with Lakes Early Learning Center. So our site plan has been submitted for a building that will be 8,844 square feet. It'll give us space for 148 children ages 6 weeks through 4th grade. We changed our plans from what we had previously brought to you guys back in the fall. An opportunity came up to purchase a lot and build ground up, which ultimately is more efficient for us with the use of space, retrofitting a building. It'll better fit our needs long term. I'd met with Chelsea and Mayor Morse earlier this spring to discuss parking. So you'll see in there that there's a deferral agreement for some of the parking, so that it brings the parking part more in line with surrounding communities. We hope to get started sooner than later. But that's still to be kind of determined. Any other questions? I'd be happy to answer them.
This is just the site plan at P&Z. There were some issues that were discussed, and the site plan has been revised in accordance with P&Z's recommendation, showing a 10-foot recreational trail along the East Vista Lake, adding an on-site hydrant so that they meet the city's fire code, and then eliminating 6 of the open space trees. And,
So I was going to bring that up too. I know at times there can be, where the government has connotations that come with it when it comes to getting things done. But I do think that while some of our requirements are a little on the higher side for a lot of things, I do appreciate Chelsea in particular and staff, like the parking spot, kind of getting to a better spot on that, working with you on that. I know the tree thing was relatively minor of the 3 things that got discussed on P&Z, and just to add my perspective on the other 2, I know as someone who put in a sidewalk, paid for it to put in a sidewalk for a short amount of time, really nowhere, it is something to kind of look at and be frustrated with. But I don't think that window where it's not going to connect and not going to connect the same width is going to be too long, and hopefully it'll pay dividends. I know it's money out of your pocket, and that's easy for me to sit up here and say it's good and it's required and all those things. But and then too, I know on the fire hydrant thing, it's tough, right? When you're, the corners were the only piece, and we're maybe a little bit more aggressive on that. But I think we're in a position to do that, and I hope the things that are maybe a little bit burdensome for you on the front side will be more of a benefit down the road. And I'm very excited to see a new building. Happy that, was happy when it was going to be in the other building, and hopefully the process at a macro level has been one that has been, necessary and acceptable. I know it's not always fun to go through some of this stuff, but I do think there's a lot of good reasons for the things that we have, and maybe the extra requirements or the additional requirements or more requirements that we have typically there for a reason, and I think, staff does a good job of coalescing on some of those where we can, and I think it sounds like that's an area where we'll take a look at with the park too, so, again, I think this is, about as much of a slam dunk from a business standpoint as, you got a need now, and put,
there's
something
definitely a
like
need.
this next to a school like that,
Yeah.
it's gonna do well, and I know you're, anxious to get at it, so, just wanted to add some perspective on a few things, but appreciate you coming in and taking the time to go through.
Comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters,
Yes.
Dvorak.
Motion carries. Next item, Snyder and Associates, Inc., April 2021 engineering services invoice in the amount of $43,570. Please.
So moved.
Second. Roll call.
Dvorak,
Yes.
Vogel,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Sarchet,
Yes.
Walters.
Abstain. Motion carries. Next item, reports in particular. Staff have anything? Anybody up here have anything? Chelsea?
I do.
Okay, sorry.
No, you
She
go.
can go.
No, you go.
Okay. I did just want to mention Des Moines Waterworks did send a message out late last week letting people know that they will remain in stage 1 of their water conservation plan. And stage 1 is asking people voluntarily to irrigate their turf grass 25% less. Second, I am probably going to butcher this, so I apologize ahead of time. The Kiwanis Club had a fundraiser several months ago for new picnic tables at Kiwanis Park. And they were able to fundraise for 3 new tables in the amount of $3,000. And they will be having a photo opportunity on Wednesday, June 30th at 4:30 at the park. And that's all I have.
I was just gonna say again, Chief Sipker's not here, but great police event on Friday night. And again, too, when I look, around this room, and I know Jamie's not here either, but, for all these community events, it was kind of a police event, but I know all of you guys contributed, your staff helped. I mean, it just, great community event. Unfortunately, once again, the weather was not, I thought in 2019 we were done with the weather problems. We had a reset with COVID, but it seems like these weather problems on events happening. But thank you guys to everybody that was involved in the police event. And unfortunate, it ended a little early, but we really enjoyed it there. That's all I had.
We were out of town, but I heard great things about it. I heard nothing but positive comments. And getting back to the water thing, have you noticed any difference in the water? Are levels staying good?
Yes. Yeah, we were, some of the numbers, when they sent that out, it was probably 900,000 gallons and above. And we dropped into the 700 as soon as, about 2 days after that, we dropped. And I attribute that, there was no reason for it other than people actually listened, to be honest. So, with the rains, it helped out too.
Yeah.
Then after that, we're back into the 600,000 gallon mark now.
Good.
But I really believe people are listening to that.
Good.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll follow. I would agree. I mean, anecdotally, you see it more analytically, but from what I've seen, I would agree. And I think that stems from, some of the lessons we learned a couple of years ago around water and the great communication, I think, that has come out from city staff. So, there's only so much you can do, but a lot of that on our side is presenting the information that we have. And I think that's happened. So hopefully we get some cooperation. The rain, I know they come from farmers, they're like next level complainers this year with so-and-so got this and we only got that. It got a little bit better, right? Folks got a couple inches over the weekend. It does help, and so I appreciate all the coordination, getting that information out. And I agree, we had a lot of fun. It was great to see a full square, and I know it was a police event, but I know there was a lot of segments of us there, staff, working on stuff. So it was, until the sirens went off, it was a good time. I do need to thank Chief directly, so made a fool out of myself the last time Dan Gubbins was, retirement went through, but, I'll try not to do that this time, but, it was really neat, and I know it was through some coercion, that happened, but the mayor was eloquent, as he always is, and, it was just a good thing to, all the way around, so appreciate, it's a lot of work for you and some of the guys, so. And then I guess, we don't mark ends of fiscal years, but it is that, and I do think that it's important to, get a lot accomplished, and I think for the most part, as good stewards of taxpayer money and, not through, normality in any sense of the word over the last 12 months, but again, I think it's important that, all the staff has worked on programs and grants and, really identified a lot of things, look back at, you're squarely in the pandemic, a year ago in a budget year that wasn't prepared for that. And there was a lot of unknowns at this point last year on what that would be, tax and some of those other things. But, so I do think it's a good, and well-represented, year that, what's the quote? The measure of a person isn't when times are good, they're when they're tried. This is, I'm sure, a very trying year for everybody with budget things. So I want to shout out to everybody because it was
Anybody have anything else? Not, I'd take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
I